What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Smooth R&B with your boy ATruckerNamedJay. Nah, it's your boy ATruckerNamedJay. Checking in, man. I wanted to kind of test out these lights. These are the lights I was telling y'all that I kind of already had set up in the crib, but after I seen a couple channels have them as their background, I think I seen on TV shit, and it was another dude. He wasn't in trucking. It was just like a podcast type shit where they had the lights in the background. I'm like, man, I got them lights. Like, you know what I mean? Like $30 lights. So, starting on hopefully Saturday, what I'm going to do is have a whole setup. In that I can't even call that my son's bedroom no more. That shit done been turned into an office / sweatshop. Base of operations for like 3 different businesses now. My trucking business, my freight agent business, the wife t-shirt business, and then her interior decorating business. So it's that room is more so like an office than a bedroom, which is why we need to get a house. But anyways, so this is just a little preview of kind of like the ambiance that I want on my new show coming. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. The show with Jay, the Jay Show. It's not gonna be based around trucking. It's just gonna be me talking about whatever I decide to come up there and talk about. I haven't decided if I should do it as an added feature to this channel or if I'm gonna create an additional channel. I haven't had a lot of success with the whole extra channel. Me and my wife tried to do one, Holland Vibes, which is still active. It's just we just don't be up there like that. I got my fasting channel. We all know how that been going. And you know what I mean? So I got technically like 3 channels, but it's hard to build up a channel, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's why, when I came up with that formula, that Al Smith formula, like I respect that shit for what it is because it's a quick way to grow your channel versus trying to do it the old fashioned way and hoping that you get a viral video or maybe accrue subscribers the old fashioned way. But anyways, nonetheless, that's what I'm looking to do here in the next couple of days. I'm gonna start pricing some equipment and whatnot, microphone, video camera for my laptop, maybe some other lights, and yeah, so that's the move for that. But anyways, that's not what I want to talk about in this video. What I really want to talk about in this video is so many different things, but I'm gonna try to group it all under money management. We got to stop coming into trucking and staying broke. We just have to. And we really have to address that as an issue. That is an issue. Like we always just brush over that shit like it's like, oh, it is what it is. Like, no, that's a real issue. And I think that's the main issue of a lot of situations where we're blaming carriers, brokers, DOT. We're blaming everybody except the people who just don't know how to manage their money. Company drivers are blaming companies because they can't manage their money. Owner operators are blaming the carriers because they can't manage their money. Carriers are blaming the brokers because brokers are scumbags, but carriers they don't know how to handle their money. There are $1 million businesses, multi-million-dollar trucking businesses out here allegedly that are winging it, that they just don't. You can tell by the way. Let me tell you something, and this isn't to flex, but once you start making money, you really start seeing how you should be moving with money. Like, there's a reason you don't really see me being super flashy like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really be coming up here trying to prove to everybody the amount of money that I'm bringing in. It's just, you just don't want that type of attention. I made a video a week or 2 ago, talking about how I don't want nobody to know that I have money. I don't have money. Let's be clear. I don't have no money. I'm broke. $0. I don't have no money. And I'm gonna keep saying that because, when it comes to this money management thing, man, we fall in love with these images we see. We fall in love with this perception that we hear about, and it's such bullshit. We fall in love with the very thing that will ultimately cripple us and ruin our businesses and lives, which is greed, which is showing off. Who the fuck cares, man? If you're wired that way, then I guess that's just your curse, and I'm sorry. But if you're not, don't try to wire yourself that way to where you get like people get orgasms from appreciation from other people because of what the material things they have around them. Oh, he got a fancy car. Yeah, but his car payment like $800 a month, and he 2 months behind on it. He got a big house. Yeah, but he's struggling to keep the lights on in that motherfucker. That was me. I had the big ass house with a guest house. Every month was a struggle to keep them lights on. I have never been more comfortable in this damn apartment. I wish we could never move out of this apartment if I'm speaking bluntly, because the bills are just so low. My electric bill is like $100. My cable bill is $100. My cable is actually free. It's part of my rent. I just pay for the best internet they have. So we get free cable and top notch internet for $100. With some people paying $200-$300 for that shit nowadays because everything is fucking bundled. You know what I mean? Like I got a very moderate a sofa. You know what I mean? We don't have a TV in our bedroom. Some say we got a 3-bedroom apartment and we only have we only have two TVs. Why is that? Because I can buy them. I could go get a TV right now for the 2 extra bedrooms. Or for my bedroom and the extra bedroom. I could go get a reclining sofa, all kind of stupid shit. But for what? What is the end goal in that? When you go and you make these purchases, these big money purchases, what are you really trying to accomplish? Is it something that you really want to do? Or is it something that you think that you're going to get a certain type of attention if you do it? Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, I just recently got a car. I got a 1999 Toyota Camry. Got it from my mother-in-law. It's a car I found for her like almost a year ago. She just got a new car, and she asked me if I wanted it, and I took it. Why? Not because I like Toyotas, not because that's something that's going to look good going down the road, but because it was $1,500 and Toyotas are dependable. That's it. It wasn't, because it'll look good with 22s up there or this or that. Nah, it's a good car at a good price. And I really want people, you have to start changing your mindset financially when you're looking at things. The reason that you are failing when you come to these leases, the reason you are failing when you're going into these businesses is because you have bad money management. Broke is broke. You can have $1,000, $10,000, but still have the mindset of a broke person. You ain't gonna last. It don't matter what you do. Local job, regional job, OTR job, owner operator, lease operator, authority, brokerage, whatever the fuck. If you spend every dollar you make, you're gonna be broke and you're gonna be miserable, man. Period. Stop doing that shit. We have to stop doing that, man. And I'm so tired of us making excuses for people to go, well, if that's what make them happy. No. Because we know better. And we got to let these niggas know, like, bro, like these young cats out here that ain't never made no. And I understand because I was a young whippersnapper and I went through that phase. But at some point, we got to break the cycle, man. We do. For our kids' sake. For their kids' sake. Ain't going to be no money left by the time we get to our grandkids if we allow our kids to come in and spend money the way that we have spent in the past. That's just the way I'm looking at it, man. The way I respect money now, I do think it's a big reason why I'm able to do some of the things that I'm doing. If I didn't have the respect for money that I have now and I still spent and flashed the way that I once did, I would be upside down right now. And it wouldn't even be close. I'd be upside down by at least about $7 to $8 grand. That's no cap. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy, man. Like we have to do better. So I don't know what it is that we need to do. I see people saying like we need to raise money to help truckers and with their finances. The reality is you give a broke person money, they just gonna spend it. They're gonna find a reason to spend it. I don't think giving people more money is the answer. I don't think, showing people how to make, like, you would be surprised as to, instead of making more money, if you just started being more productive with the money that you already make, how different your life would be. With a couple of changes, you might save you $500 a month. And you might think, oh, $500 ain't a lot. Shitting me. That's my electric bill, that's my cell phone bill, and some groceries. And I got 2 kids and a big ass dog. That means something to me. You feel me? Like, we just gotta learn to start looking further than the next paycheck or the next quarter or the next year. And you would think that after everything that just happened in the last year and a half with this pandemic, that people would have the intelligence to say to themselves, you know what, man? For like a solid 3 to 4 to 5 months, niggas ain't know what was finna happen. The race was in the toilet. Like, nothing was moving, nothing was shaking. We didn't know if they was ever gonna open this joint back up again. And then they opened it back up slowly, and the government started giving everybody this money. And you would think that people would have took these money, this PPP loans and these stimulus checks, and they would stack it, put it to the side, and nope, what they go do? They go spend that shit. Now you got motherfuckers out here fighting fraud cases, embezzlement cases. Them same cats that then got damn near $10,000 in stimulus checks still broke, asking for money. Why is that? All this money the government then gave out in the last year, and people still out here broke. Jobs are hiring. It's halfway back open. Shit moving. This little fuel shortage, that shit gonna blow over about 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks from today. I bet you we ain't even talking about it no more. So you can't blame that. It's just like people always be looking for shit to blame. Oh, well, Corona. Oh, well, this. Oh, well, that. Oh, well, first of all, Corona is the reason why I'm broke. Now it's Joe Biden is the reason why I'm broke. People gonna keep just finding reason to find an excuse to be broke. When the reality is your fucking fault. You staying somewhere you can't afford. You driving something you can't afford. You gotta wear clothes you really don't need. You gotta eat food you really don't need to be eating. You're overspending on everything that you don't need to have. But on the shit that you need, you'll hold that money back quick. You'll wait to the very last second. You'll wait till 11:59 p.m. the day before your rent due to pay that bill. But you won't hesitate to go get an extra pair of Jordans or a PS5 or go on a vacation. You won't hesitate to do no shit like that. But when it comes to paying the bills that need to be paid, you'll wait to the very last minute, the very last second, and still want to set up a payment plan. Come on, man. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that, man. We going on jobs. Our first week on the job, we asking for advances. We asking for, hey man, can you pretty much pay me my check before, I get my check? Let me tell you something with trucking and how these advances work. I learned this lesson in Abilene. You go to these companies, right? And this is why I try not to give out advances to my drivers so much. Because what ends up happening is you end up playing the borrowing game. Where you go to a company and you start off with no money, and you ask for an advance. An advance, let's call it $200. Well, that company is going to charge you 10% on top of that. Some might charge you a little more. So now that $200 is $220. Let's say your first check, because a lot of times your first check ain't its full potential anyways, because you still learning how that company runs, unless it's a plug or you just know somebody. So let's say your first check is $1,400. So let's say you W-2, $1,400, that'll come up to, what y'all say, about $1,100? $1,000 to $1,100, give or take. I ain't been on W-2 in a minute, so bear with me. So let's say $1,100 plus that $220. So what's that, $900? $900. Well, all of your bills combined for that week, because you ain't got paid and you was broke and you came to the company broke and you got all this shit going on. You got $1,000 worth of bills got to be paid. You only got $900. So what you gonna do on payday? You gonna go ask for another advance, because the advance that you took out hit your check, and you still don't have enough money from your first check, because your first check ain't gonna be a full check. And then you're going to start taking advance after advance. 200 going to turn to 300. 300 going to turn to 400. And it's just going to keep going on and on and on to the point where you're going to be at a company for 5 months, damn near. And you ain't got one real check because every check then had something. Because now you got advances. You may have a breakdown. You may have, just something that is affecting your check. How do I know this? This was me at one point. At one point, I worked for a company. I forgot where. I can't remember if it was Swift or if it was one of the port companies. To where I started off with an advance, and so much shit had happened between going home or just breaking down or loads canceled, whatever. To where I want to say it was like 8 or 9 weeks. My first 8 or 9 weeks, I hadn't got a full check with no deductions in it. It was something, or not a full check because of breakdowns, or something had gone wrong. That is the reality of trucking. You want to be an owner-operator. You want to be a lease operator. But if you're going in the door and you're getting one of these as-is trucks and you have a carrier that may not be cool, that'll help you with any repairs that come up, once you sign that contract, you are liable for all of that shit. It don't matter if it's a lemon or whatever. Once you sign that contract, guess what, man? That's a legally binding situation. Yeah, you can go get the lawyers and fight it, but guess what that costs? Money. And if you ain't got no money, you can't even do that. So you signing a contract that money-wise, you don't even have the ability to fight anything that may happen. So you just screwed all the way around because you broke. This is why I said a couple weeks ago, I would rather tell somebody to not do something before they are ready than to go do something that they're not ready for. Because it's not going to end well. It's just not. Unless you just got a rabbit foot tattooed on your back or some shit. That's just what it is, man. Like you can't just close your eyes and jump off the cliff with this one. It got to be some type of organization to it. It got to be some type of plan to it. You got to have some type of money talk with yourself like, okay, if this go wrong, I can do this, woody, woo. Because it ain't always going to be best case scenario. A lot of times it may end up being worst case scenario. And you may be down for a week with a truck payment, a repair bill, and a load that you still got to go deliver. So we got to stop being broke truck drivers, man. It's way too much money in this industry. It don't matter how you choose to get paid. W-2, 1099, lease op, owner op, cash truck, lease truck, company driver, fucking whatever you decide to do. It's too much money in trucking for it to be so many broke, financially illiterate truck drivers. Some of y'all might need to sign up for some local business classes on your community college, or talk to some managers or business managers in your family, financial people in your family. I'm not saying come up here and be fucking Dave Ramsey, but just have some common sense as it pertains to your money, because it ultimately is going to cost you money to not being educated on these things or not being financially literate. You're going to lose money. Because you're gonna be like I was. You're gonna go into a situation expecting one thing, and it's not gonna be what you like, and then you're gonna leave the company, and then you're gonna continue that cycle for 2, 3, 4 years, and then you're gonna look back over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, and you're gonna realize, like I have realized, that man, I have missed out on so much fucking money from just being inconsistent, from nothing else but just being inconsistent. From 2016 to 2020, I probably missed out on at least $150,000 over the course of those 4 years, 150,000 easily, because I didn't put together a consistent 4 years of income. It's sporadic, all over the place. And even the little money I made, I didn't even manage that. So that shit was gone. If I would have stayed consistent with my Swift lease, I'd have a paid off truck cash right now. Consistency, money management, man. It don't matter how you look at it, what you do, how much you paying. If you don't have that shit, it's only a matter of time for your shit in the toilet, man. That's just how, that's how I look at it. That's how I approach it. That's why when you hear me up here on these comments and in these videos saying I'm broke, I mean that shit, bro. I ain't got no money. This water in this bottle ain't even really bottled water. I put this water in here from the faucet because that's how broke I am. I ain't got no, you know what I mean? That's just how you got to carry it, man. I used to look at D-Roz like he was crazy when he used to say that shit, but now that shit is like the 10 Commandments to me. I'm broke. I don't have it. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. But one thing I know for me as being responsible for, well, now 2, hopefully 3 next week. Shout out to my guy from North Carolina putting in that application. And hopefully 4 by the end of the month. I'm responsible for 3 to 4 families, man. So who am I to get up? You know how embarrassing it would be? And I know how embarrassing it is because I watched another YouTube do it. You know how embarrassing it is to be on YouTube flashing, going on vacations, shirt all out, Versace shades, stunting on people and all that shit. Just to turn around and not have money to pay your drivers or have to dissolve your company because, financial situations, illegal situations. You know how embarrassing that shit is? Like, nah, I'm not gonna be that guy. Ain't no fucking way. No, I'm just not. Can't do it. Won't do it. Ain't gonna happen. It came too far. I ain't come this far just to come this far. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So whatever I gotta do to continue to prolong the life of my business, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And being strict on my money and acting and playing broke is one of them things, and that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. I ain't got it. Catch you whining. Even the dog broke. See, look, you know what I mean? He whining because he broke. He ain't got no money. That's how broke we is over here. Everybody got no money. But that's how it is, man. That's what I wanted to speak on, man. I ain't think this video would be this long. If you still watching this long, I appreciate you, man. As always, the vibes. Like I say, moving forward, I'm gonna try to do more videos like this with the light in the background, and I may change the different. I wanted to do the flashing joint like this right here. If you have seizures, look away. Like this joint right here. But I was afraid because, you know what I'm saying, I know I got a cousin that was epileptic. I can't epileptic. I don't know how to say it, but and she had seizures from flashing lights. So I didn't want to She don't watch my videos though. So like, you know what I'm saying, just flashing on and off and shit like that. So let me put it on something like that. There you go. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna be doing moving forward. Trying to have more special effects. I'm gonna pay for the upgraded StreamYard. Just some little small minor things on the channel. Shout out to 7,400 subscribers, man. That's pretty dope. Who knows, man? Maybe one day we'll walk down that 10 bands. You know what I'm saying? As far as subscribers go, that'd be pretty nice. Maybe that'd be my lifelong goal on YouTube. You know what I mean? I don't foresee my channel, taking off to no 100,000 or nothing like that. So I take 10 bands though. We'll see what happens. Right now, we just trying to get to 7,500. So you know the vibes. If you're still in here, share this joint out to anybody who may need to watch it. Hit the like button and subscribe, man. So, but besides that, you know what it is. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family, trucking as always, man. Keep pushing. Your goals are closer than what you think they is, man. I'm gone.